Hi, everybody. My name is Dominga Porter, and this is another really great episode of The Scoop, bite-sized information to keep you in the know. I am super excited to have a good friend here with me, and she has a lot of information to talk about that I think everyone should really know about. So Michelle, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and tell us what organization you represent today and a little bit more about what you do there.
Perfect. So I am Michelle Gethers-Clark, and I am in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I humbly serve as the president and CEO of United Way of Greater Greensboro. And so what does that mean? It means
Woo.
that we are focused on generational poverty. It's actually the biggest issue facing our community. And so we decided to invest our time and energy in making sure that everyone gets to reach their full potential.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. People who know me or may not know me, I'm a big supporter of United Ways. Not only have they helped my family directly, but helped so many families and communities. So I love what United Way stands for. Um, but I guess we can get into more. What I'd love to talk to you more about, what exactly does United Way do to combat poverty in the communities that it serves?
Yeah. So, poverty shows up differently from community to community. And I think that's what's really special about the United Way model. We don't try to create a one size fits all. Instead, we say, what are the needs of a particular community? Because if you're on the West Coast, it's different from the East Coast. And if you're
Mhm.
in the South, it's different from the West and it's different from the North. So it's really important for us to really hone in, do the research, learn, listen, and not react, but respond to what we're hearing from community. So the way we're doing it in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is applicable to other Southeastern cities, but what we're doing is we're saying, what are the needs of two generations at a time? So we believe helping mom alone and doing nothing for the kids is the definition of insanity. And helping kids, but not helping the household that they have to go to every day is also the definition of insanity. So, what we've done is we've listened to the community and they said, look, we need opportunities to get good jobs, but we need childcare too. And we don't
Mhm.
need you to hand out a bag of food. Can you help us get SNAP benefits? And then can you make sure we keep them while we're getting trained and start our job? And that's just one example. But what we do is we're the hands and feet on the ground that actually links people to what they need when they need it. And we call that a two generational approach, and we believe in place. Place does matter. And I know that Ben and Jerry's knows that because you don't put an ice cream shop just anywhere. You think about
Correct.
place. And so we've got to think about place when we think about solutions to help families, and that we're really paying attention to what are the needs of that place, that community, and the people who call that home. And that's really how United Way works across all markets, nationally and internationally.
Awesome, awesome. The way that you guys give wraparound services like that, this specialized care for communities, absolutely amazing. I love that. I love that. One word that I noticed that you were throwing out there a lot, and I think that some people may not necessarily understand, is generational poverty. Can you go into that a little bit more and kind of let us know what exactly is that?
Yeah. So our reality in the United States of America, I'll point out very specifically, is there is data that suggests that if you are born to a mother who is low income, that you will never have income higher than that household. And
Mm,
so there is data that is telling us that poverty is actually a generational issue. And most people view it as situational. It's your situation, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you're lazy, you have too many babies. People say all kinds of crazy things. But what we've learned is poverty is actually generational because you wind up getting stuck in a community You wind up getting stuck at an education level and you can't advance past it on your own. You need some supports and services. And that's what United Way does. We go in and we say, what are the generational impacts to this community? And how do we unravel it? Because we know that all children deserve the opportunity to be successful. And we're in there with mom and dad or grandpa and grandma or foster parents and saying, yes, we will lift you and the children in this household. And that's what we call generational.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you.
Welcome.
I feel like with poverty has so many different faces.
Right.
What does poverty look like in Greensboro, North Carolina? And how were you guys able to identify that?
So here's what poverty looks like in Greensboro. Poverty looks like we've got 20% of our adults and 25% of our children who actually live in poverty. So what it looks like is people who actually go to work every day. People who just don't make enough. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 in the United States of America, the federal minimum wage. States have chosen to actually increase the minimum wage. In North Carolina, we have not made that decision. So what has happened is people are actually stuck in $7.25 jobs, and they actually work at least 40 hours a week, but they still live in poverty because the cost of their basic needs exceeds their income. So for example, their rent, their food, their transportation back and forth to work, their medicines that they might need, shoes for children, clothes for everyone in the household, medical insurance, paying your taxes, and dare I say, childcare, quality childcare. And so what has happened to a number of people in our great nation is they cannot meet those needs. And notice I never said going to buy some Ben and Jerry's. I never mentioned a vacation. So there are no extras in households. And they are really having a tough time. And if we use internet as an example, it is actually a utility for some of us. And for some of us, it's out of reach to have high-speed internet at home with the associated equipment for learning or just being. So we've got some real issues around this nation, and Greensboro is no different.
Understandable. Now, my question for you, in the Greensboro area, have you guys noticed, I guess, a change in when we're talking about poverty and talking about COVID affecting the area? How has that affected, the Greensboro area?
Yeah. So a reality we must all face around COVID is COVID actually just put a bright light on pre-existing conditions. So the issues that we're actually seeing coming out of COVID, they were already there. But now they've got a tag on them called COVID-19. The reality is, when we think about who became an essential worker, what we did is we turned the ecosystem upside down, and those people that we generally thought were at the bottom of the income scale and insignificant, we found out just how significant they are.
Exactly.
Because without those grocery stores being open and those workers, and I'm going to put doctors and nurses to the side for a moment, but the essential workers became the people who actually made our everyday life possible. And many of the essential workers cannot meet their own basic needs. 1 in 4 essential workers cannot actually survive and work paycheck to paycheck. And that is not good. So what we're doing is we're saying, look, we've got to get out of this COVID relief mindset. And what we've got to do is get into recovery and reform. We've got some significant societal issues that we need to fix. And not only do we have to fix healthcare and how even the vaccine is going to be distributed, but we've got to think about some fundamentals about housing, about pre-existing health conditions, about insurance, about equity, about employment, about wages. So there's a long list of things, but I want us to recognize all of what we are seeing was exacerbated by COVID, not created by COVID.
Thank you for that, Michelle. I appreciate that a lot. The people have to know. They have to know.
People want to know, so we appreciate this opportunity to share what we have learned on the ground.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I guess I want to know now, you know, poverty's affecting us. Poverty's affecting the people right there in the Greensboro community. What is United Way doing to solve this issue?
Yeah. So what we've done is we've gone all over this great nation and looked at models for how people are addressing generational poverty. And so we're a Frankenstein of sorts. We've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we put it all together and created a community-based solution. So what we believe is that we've got to go into the neighborhood and bring services to the neighborhood, that we've got to stop asking people with the least amount of resources to exert the most amount of effort to get help. So what we've done is we've said, let's go into the neighborhood, let's ask the neighborhood what they want, and then give them what they want. And instead of us having this mindset of let's go fix people, we decided that people actually, no matter what your social economic level is or what your nationality or race might be, you have dreams and aspirations. And so we listen to those dreams and aspirations and we create plans around them. And we remind people that their well-being, their education, their financial literacy, and their readiness to work are foundational to dreams and aspirations. So we do go and overlay what the science tells us. If you're unhealthy, you cannot learn in school. And if you're unhealthy, you don't go to work. So we've got to pay attention to health. And we know financial literacy is really important. Notice I didn't say budgeting, because we often say people with no income should learn how to budget. Well, it's very difficult to budget zero. So instead, what we do is we talk about literacy. Do you understand what it means to fill out your W-4? Do you know what a W-2 is? Do you understand you need to pay taxes? Do you know the difference between being banked and going to the check cashing place? So we spend time getting people ready for that job, that first paycheck, and the importance of the 401k or other benefits that a company might have. So what we've done is we're place-based. We go in, we offer anchor services that I just shared with you. And then we say to families, let's write a plan together, and we are your accountability partner. But let's not write a plan for mom and dad only. What is the plan for those children? And if grandma and grandpa are in the house, what are the plan for them? So we really work hard at understanding the overall household plan and allowing everybody in the household to be successful. And that is proving to really work. We've been at it for 5 years and we are seeing some extraordinary results. But most of all, people are better off and they realize that it's possible.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. That just makes me smile so hard because it's so needed. I love the fact that you guys are the parents, the grandparents, the children. Everybody needs that support. It's a family. They're a whole unit there. They're all working together.
That's right.
So I love that. I think that's amazing. So so now United Way Greensboro is doing such great work there in North Carolina. There's other United Ways all over the US, right?
Yes, and internationally.
Oh, okay. Anybody watching internationally, go check and see if you have one near you. So how do people, get connected, get involved with, what United Way is doing?
Yeah. So the beauty is social media is very powerful and nobody exists without it, just like Ben and Jerry's. So we would ask people, you want to get involved? We are the hands and feet on the ground. So what I would say to you is go online, look up your local United Way, or you can just type in United Way and something's going to pop up. But for those of you who know where your United Way is, we all have volunteer opportunities, and we do realize that the pandemic is not allowing us to be face to face, but there are things you can do from home. You know, for example, we had to cancel trunk or treat last year. Almost 3,000 people came to our trunk or treat. That's just how much need there is for children to have safe trick or treating. So this year instead, we made kits, candy in the kit, a book in the kit, some hands-on activity in the kit, and a love note in the kit to remind children in our community, we still love you, even though there is no trunk or treat. So there are things that you can do remotely. I'm just using that as one example. All the Meals on Wheels programs around the nation do not have enough drivers. You can be a driver and you don't have to have, you can have contactless drop off. And our senior citizens need us. They need these meals. And there's another example. There are a lot of kids working virtually and they're not succeeding in school. Because if you don't understand math when the teacher's in front of you in the classroom, what are the chances of you absorbing it from a
Right.
So there is opportunity for those of us who have the capacity to tutor kids. You know, I'm at home with a student. I am tutor extraordinaire. There are other children who need it. Someone reached out to me yesterday and said, we need tutoring desperately. They have the money to pay. I'm thinking about all the babies whose mama and daddy and grandma and grandpa, foster parents, don't have the money to pay. How can we all stand in the gap? So there are a number of things to do, and I would just ask you to be in search of those things, and we definitely post on social media, all platforms.
Awesome. And for anybody who wanted services from a United Way, is there an application process?
There is not.
Okay, great.
There is some universality around a number called 211, which can be dialed in North Carolina from any county, no area code needed. I know Atlanta has a 211. Most states have a 211. If you call 211 and share with them your need, they will align you with services in the community. So this is a United Way platform, but we make sure that all services, whether they're United Way funded or not, are known by 211. And it's also online. So you can also go online to 211.org.
Oh my gosh, I actually never knew that. I have to definitely lock that away and I have to let other people know about that.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much. I did not know that at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Michelle, so for people that want to get directly connected if they are in the Greensboro area, or if they just want to see what you guys are doing, for an example, for their own community, where's the best place they can go?
Go online, United Way, GSO, girlsamoctober.org. And there you can see what we're all about, but also you can connect with us. And you can connect with us on Instagram. You can connect with us on Facebook. You can connect with us on LinkedIn. I don't know enough about some of the other platforms, so I won't talk about it.
Awesome. I definitely think those are plenty. So for you guys watching, if you are interested to see what Michelle is doing in Greensboro, what her team is doing with United Way and fighting poverty, fighting generational poverty, definitely go to those websites, check her out, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media handles. Michelle, thank you so much for informing us. Literally, I've learned so much. I feel like I need to go teach somebody about this right now.
Great. You know, in all seriousness, I want to thank you and the Ben and Jerry family for being socially conscious. because that's what this is really about. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want it to be about the United Way of Greater Greensboro. I think all of us have a place for humanity. And that's what I love about Ben and Jerry's. This is all about our humanity. And that is one thing we all share. We are all part of the human race. And so I just thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Well, this is a wrap up, another episode of The Scoop, bite-sized information to keep you in the know. Keep looking out for our next video. Thank you so much, Michelle. And to our viewers, you guys have a great day.